Peter Drucker defined a business model as the answer to these questions. Who's your customer? What do they value? And how do you deliver on that value at an appropriate cost? Assessing your business model provides you with insight into when something needs to be adjusted to build a stronger competitive advantage, mitigate business threats, and grow your revenue. And there are a number of metrics that determine if a business model is healthy. Is it profitable? Is it scalable? Can it withstand growth without compromising quality? Is it repeatable? Can you develop your product or deliver the service consistently, no matter where it happens? Is it competitive, and is it growing market share? Does it have protection against risk? And are there resources in place to identify new or growing risks? Because elements affecting these metrics are very dynamic, evaluation should be done regularly to keep an organization healthy. So what does evaluating a business model look like? Well, it starts by asking a number of important questions. How difficult or expensive is it for your customer to switch to the competition? How quickly and easily can you scale your business? Does your business model produce predictable and recurring revenues? How much does your business model protect you from the competition? Is your cost structure better than your competitors? What is your unique value proposition, and how do you know how it stacks against your competitors? Should any of your offerings be edited or phased out? To answer these questions, for each product or service, it's important to map out and score each element of the business model: its customers, the value propositions it delivers to those customers, the revenues, infrastructure, and cost, and then pressure test the scores by getting external stakeholder voices to weigh in. So step one is to codify who your customer segments are. What are the personas that would purchase from you? And what are the value propositions that you're offering to each of them? Next, identify ways that each of your value propositions drive revenue. What's your pricing strategy? Across what channels do your customers pay? How much does each revenue stream contribute to overall revenue? As you pivot to infrastructure, reflect on what production, problem solving, and business system needs are required to deliver your products or services. What partnerships, suppliers, or strategic alliances are necessary to meet your customer needs? Finally, what cost elements will be necessary to run the model? Labor, business systems, marketing, fundraising, rent. What key activities are the most expensive? Which have fixed versus variable costs? To complete the business model evaluation, a SWOT analysis on each area: value proposition, customers, revenue, infrastructure, and cost, is done with input from internal and external stakeholders. Adding an environmental scan that maps out markets, trends, customer needs, and competition creates an understanding of how your product or service stacks up in the marketplace as a whole and tees up the next crucial step. Looking at the results of the evaluation, it is now time to determine whether your business model will be kept, edited, or phased out. If it's to be kept, the analysis has shown that there is a solid value proposition supported by strong revenue to cost ratio and growing customer demand. If it's to be edited, the analysis has shown some weakness in one or more metrics, and the editing will bolster strength. There are indeed times when a business model cannot be salvaged, and the difficult decision to sunset, phase out, or kill a product or service has arrived. While no organization needs to replicate the Google graveyard, it is a healthy practice to ensure that your offerings are built not for the present, but for the future, and to have the courage to phase out a product or service if it's reached the end of its life cycle. That said, phasing out a product or service must be handled with care and strategic communications. More than likely, someone is going to be unhappy with the decision. That's okay, as long as it's anticipated and plans are made to ameliorate the backlash. Running a successful business, be it for-profit or social impact, is difficult. Understanding the viability of your business models and establishing metrics for each service or product creates clarity for strategic decision-making that lead to a healthy and thriving business.